Chapter 2, anybody got 50 grand? As Max gets behind the counter to open a shop, the rest of you form a war council / fundraiser committee as Alan's usual table. Okay, think. What will people drop a lot of money on that we have ready by, like, tonight? Feet pics. Besides feet pics, or anything feet pic adjacent. Dex, I want to save this place too, but don't you think we're being a little ambitious? I mean, we can't raise 500 grand in one night. I thought Max said we need 50 grand. Yeah, same thing. No, it's not though. Mateo, I'm afraid to know what your checking account looks like these days. Look, we don't have to raise the whole 50 grand a night, but we need to at least make a dent. Maximum brain power, please. What about, a drink-making class? Or we could do trivia like a Irish pub down the street. It's fun. Got a few times with the bros. Maybe an auction? We could offer baked goods or dates with the T's most single employees. Wait, even better. What about a speed dating night? You know, for the lonely and dating app adverse. Okay, this is starting to feel a little targeted. Speed dating. That's genius. Right, so many of my regulars here are single and desperate to mingle. I mean, the saddest ones are probably the ones watching SMR boyfriend roleplays to fall asleep to. Okay. I really regret telling you about that. From behind the counter, Max clears her throat to get everyone's attention. I know I said we should try something big, but this sounds like chaos in the making. Is she for a last-minute shindig? Hey, no, I have a plan. Alan and I can figure out the logistics since no one else remembers any math. Some of us were cool in high school. Joke and make flyers to advertise. Mateo can come up with a menu and post about it to build hype. Nah, my fans are legion, Max. Yaz can keep the cafe running. Blue can handle grassroots marketing. You know, spreading the word when customers come in. I swear we can make this happen by tonight if we start right now. Alright, Dex. I'm gonna trust you on this one, but keep the chaos to a minimum, okay? You know me, Max. I don't do chaos. She heads into the kitchen to check on the pastries, and once she's out of earshot, Joe snickers. Conveniently leaving out the time you set the kitchen on fire. Hey, come on. It was over a year ago. I think speed dating could be cleansing for you, Dex. You can fan the flames of a different fire between you and your man. You know he's not my man. Dex, you're too resistant to a manifestation. Though you'd never admit it to your friends, just thinking about Brad gives you butterflies that crowd out the fears for your for the cafe. You don't even know if he's eligible on multiple levels. But if he came, speed dating could be a great chance to get close to him. For however much that's worth in 5-minute intervals. And cue nervous breakdown. You force your head back into the game before you can spiral, starting a spreadsheet on your laptop to spare up on the event's participants. Meanwhile, Mateo grabs Alan's laptop to craft posts for his social. Hey, I was using that. Alan, if you support rights, you'll let me borrow your computer to commune with my Mateodors. You post pictures of food, my guy. Let's not go crazy. They're not pictures of food. They're artistic depictions of hunger, beloved by thousands. Blues heads to the cafe's printer near where you're sitting to print out some of the flyers. Joe's drafting on her tablet. They're quieter than usual, though a little too quiet. Hey, you doing okay? You haven't made fun of me in 10 whole minutes, which feels like a personal record. I'm just worried, I guess. I keep thinking about what will happen to you guys if the cafe closes. Like, of course you'd all find other work, but it won't be the same, you know? Mateo and Yaz have both told me horror stories about dress code violations at their old jobs. Because, God forbid, a person looks... Yep. And the LG is the only place I know that makes a point of getting regulars' pronouns right instead of letting everyone get away with trying. Be real with me, Dex. Do you actually think we can save the cafe? I hope we will. Even if we don't, isn't trying to save it worth the risk? don't take this the wrong way, but I never thought I'd hear you wax poetic about risk-taking. I'm told it pays off from time to time. Blue lets out a slow breath and smiles, looking more like their usual self, cheerful, slightly terrifying. I like this take-charge energy, Dax. It suits you. Thanks, Blue. Now, go hang some of Joe's flyers outside while I shove them in every customer who walks through the door. There's a local jam a ways down the street, and you go to staple a flyer to the notice board out front. But before you can, a gust of wind plucks it out of your hands. You prepare yourself to attempt an undignified tackle, but before you get a chance, someone exiting the gym snatches the flyer from midair. You turn to thank your savior, only to get tongue-tied at the sight of the muscled arms and an easy grin. Hey, stranger looking for this? Brad. Thanks for the save. First Stuart yesterday, now this. You really have a knack for making my life easier. So you'll be giving me 5 stars on the customer satisfaction survey? Whoa, let's not get crazy. How about if I help you hang this bad boy up? Brad holds a flyer against the telephone pole as you staple it. Once it's firmly in place, he squints at the paper. Joe did a good one with this one. A speed dating night, huh? That's cool. I had no idea you guys hosted that kind of thing. We honestly didn't until today. We're selling tickets at the cafe. Can I interest you in one? Make the offer before you can second guess yourself. Once the words are out, though, you immediately try to rein them in. But, like, no pressure, obviously. Hey, hang on. That was a great sales pitch until the end, Mr. Business Major. Of course I want to come. But, shh. You glance at the giant letters on the poster emphasizing that this is a speed dating night. There's no way he didn't see them. So that means... Oh, cool. I mean, great. That's great. I'm helping to run things and getting peer pressured and participating, so I'll see you there, maybe. You'll see me there, definitely. He waves and heads down the sidewalk, and once his back is turned, you let out a breath that you didn't realize you were holding. Oh, this is happening. I'm about to go on a speed date with the hottest guy I've ever seen. Oh god, I'm gonna go on a speed dating with the hottest guy I've ever seen. Around nightfall, you and your friends are putting the finishing touches on the event. In other words, scrambling to set things up as customers trickle in. Mateo washes plates with the speed and fury of an avenging angel, while Blue is at the register manning ticket sales. Hold up, who put Blue in charge of counting cash? Relax, Mom. I'm the one who thought there were 60 pennies and $1. Who? Oh my god, it's him. A minute is 60 seconds. I think we should standardize the math, that's all. Okay. As customers cluster on a table full of Mateo's ginger snaps, babka, and sweet tamales, you help Joe split up some of the seating into smaller clusters. Okay, I know that look. You're spiraling after seeing your chiseled Adonis again, aren't you? Ugh, I wouldn't say Adonis or chiseled. Dreamboat Fox, Knockout, Hunk, Stud. I can keep going. But do you happen to have any descriptors that from this decade, or the previous 3 decades at least? And now you're avoiding my question. Fine, yes, I'm spiraling. He looks like Calvin Klein model, and I can barely string 3 words together around him. Look, I get it. I'm about to fully vomit at the thought of seeing Tess again, and I'm the one who invited her. I just keep thinking about everything that could go horribly, irreversibly wrong in the next few hours. Like, what if we get paired and we're not compatible? Sure, it's possible, but also totally out of your hands, dude. You have to let it go. My brain is big on letting things go. Hey, listen! Thought there was a big to-do about using the word dude. Just saying, you know, if we're gonna really go full, don't use this or that. Have you tried asking it nicely? Every damn day of my life. To be real, I was thinking about hiding in the kitchen while all this goes down, but I can grin and bear it if only you do the same. Okay, deal. But if this goes badly, no one's allowed to make fun of me for watching ASMR boyfriend roleplay videos anymore. I should really Google and see if that's a thing. Blue skips over with a stack of index cards, handing one to both you and Joe. Alan follows behind them, looking chipper. I know there's ASMR, but I didn't know there was that. This place is packed, gang. What a turnout. Are you speed dating with us, Alan? Isn't your wife here? Oh, we're just here for food and emotional support. Sally is getting us some tamales before the festivities start. Blue said tonight would be like the Hunger Games but sexier with fewer blonde men. Which I stand by. Look, we even have spectators with expensive outfits. They point to the cluster of well-dressed teens making TikToks near the kitchen. I just love his artistic depictions of hunger. Very online teen. Those must be the Mateodors. Is this sponsored content somehow? Wait, pause. So it's just me and Joe who are actually speed dating? Of course not. I'm in, and so's Yaz. Sure enough, Yaz walks over to your group with from the register and grabs a card from Blue. Only because we need a minimum number of people in tonight's dating pool for it not to be tragic. Consider this a sacrifice for the cause. Then start filling out these cards. All attendees have to include their names, pronouns, gender for preferences, and fun facts. Everyone gets to work, but once you fill out the basics and stare at the blank space between that, your brain stalls. This is like answering Hinge prompts, except worse, because I know for a fact that Brad will see it. Want help? I redid Mateo's Grindr profile before he met Jacob, remember? Alan was my copy editor. And I gotta say, I've never gotten so many swipes. Alan beams with pride as Mateo emerges from the kitchen to join you all. There are audible gasps from several Mateodors. I'm always up for proofreading dating profiles. Typos make the worst first impression. Like showing up to a date covered in blood. Or not typing you, Y-O-U, and just typing you. Yeah, some magnitude of fuck's paws. Come on, Dex. Hand the index card over to the professionals and we'll help you bring some flair to it. Yes, please. Okay, you can help, but play it cool. I want to set expectations I can exceed. Smart. Your ambitions are way too humble, dude. We'll do our best. You'll all settle down at Alan's usual table. The crowd in the cafe continues to grow. Blue furrows her brows as you set your card down for collective judgment. I put my name, pronouns, and then I'm a Libra, but then I kind of blue screened. What is that supposed to mean, just Libra? You might as well tell me that your childhood celebrity crush was Ryan Phillippe. Like, cool, you're a zillionth twink. Don't know what the hell that means. I already got that from looking at you for 5 seconds, but thanks. Rude. You're not wrong, but still rude. He has a point, though. If you're gonna put anything, at least include your moon sign. Otherwise, you'll look like you have something to hide. My last girlfriend wouldn't tell me her birth chart. I didn't find out she was a Virgo until I met her parents. Her parents, Dax. What's wrong with Virgos? We don't have time to unpack that. Moon sign, Dex. Focus. Listen, I'm gonna Google this. For those of you who are like me and don't know what the hell a moon sign is, you need month, date, year, exact birth time, hour, minute, and birth city. Once you input this shit, it will tell you what your moon sign is. God, is that stupid as hell. I'm just gonna stick with Gemini. X, I can't help you with this if you're just gonna self-sabotage. I'm not, but that's my moon sign. Oh, damn, good luck to you then, my friend. What did a moon in Gemini ever do to you? Mateo gets 1,000-yard stares. Blue hastily snatches your card out of his reach. Mateo, ignore that question or we'll be here all night. And we've got work to do. What about some likes and dislikes? Sally and I talked about our favorite hobbies for hours on our first date. Alan, how are you the most stereotypical married man on the earth and yet also so happiest? Because he is the definition of a wife guy. The likes and dislikes thing is fun, but why don't we make it loves and haze? These are speed dates. There are no time for lukewarm takes. And alright that I love, tiramisu, Sudoku, and history museums. What is up with history or art for you guys? I'm gonna go with tiramisu. Ah, smart move. Anybody worth knowing loves tiramisu. Ooh, write down your favorite spot to get it. Instant second date material. That's actually a good idea. Okay, now do your hates. That's easy. I hate spring. Oh, mother of God, I don't want to talk to you. Overcomplicated coffee orders, capitalism. You know what? Capitalism seems to be the common thing. Woo! Stick it to the man. Just don't mention that time you spent $300 on a sweater because your situation said you'd look good in cashmere. You asked us to, I just never agreed to it. Wait, they skipped the whole, hey, you never... Okay. Personally, I don't consider myself bound to the promises made outside of the full moon. You glance down at your now noticeably less bare-bones card, feeling hopeful. Thanks, everyone. This might be the best dating profile I've ever put together. This is why I'm single, because mine is 10 times better than that. Now, we just need a finishing touch. Everyone pass this card around and write down a word that you think describes Dax. I don't know if that's a good idea. I've got this. Thoughtful. Oh. Boo, boring. Joe, give me that. I take a snatch of the card next and scrawls a word on it with a satisfied smirk. How about delicate? Delicate? You know, like a baby bird. I think he's trying to say sensitive, right, Mateo? Sure, I'll put that down too. Okay, thank you all for your contributions, but index card privileges are now revoked. Snatch the card from your friends, Mateo pouts, and you smile down at your friend's words. Thanks, gang. This is now a frighteningly detailed card. That's instinct for you, baby. Okay, everyone. We're at capacity, so let's get this thing started. As Max climbs onto a chair to address the crowd, you and your friends cross the room to listen. And that's when you see him, looking effortlessly cool in pants that cling to him in all the right places. I can do this. I can say hi to a cute guy, speed date him, and keep my cool. I can be so cool. Don't just stand there, Romeo. Go say hi to your Adonis. Joe nudges you, and you take a deep breath and sidle through the crowd to stand by Brad. He smiles when he spots you. Hey again, stranger. Hey, be yourself. But before you can go on, Max's voice rings out over the crowd again. First of all, thank you for coming out on a weeknight. It's wonderful to see so many of you here, old friends and new. The rules tonight are pretty simple. You'll rotate around the room. Everyone gets 5 minutes with a date before we switch up. Let's keep things moving. Don't be creepy. You can exchange numbers. No texting until you leave tonight, though. Anything I'm forgetting, gang? Yeah. Have fun. Right. Now, go break a leg or whatever you kids say these days. Not sure if I should be flattered or a little hurt to be lumped in with the kids. The crowd disperses to their assigned starting points, and Brad gives you a 2-fingered salute. May the best man win. You know it's not a game, right? Hey, don't be a poor sport. He extends a hand. You shake it briefly, trying to ignore the shiver that runs up your spine at his touch. Heart thudding, you part ways with Brad. Take a seat across from an unfamiliar guy. The name Evan is scrawled on his card. You aren't exactly looking for anyone who isn't Brad right now, but you still give him a polite smile. Hey, I like your watch. Thanks, a European prince gave it to me on my second date, swear to God. Oh, God. What is up with introducing us to really bad first impressions with people like this? They did it in the other book, too. Oh, damn. That's pretty... Please don't ask me who it was, because it's confidential. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you, but I signed an NDA. I promise I don't need to know. Evan smiles pityingly. And you just have to fight the urge to, well, start a fight. Anyway, never stay at a castle. That was my takeaway. They're so musty, IRL. Who says IRL in IRL? Wow, that's so interesting. Even Preen's clearly taking your minimal level of polite interest as sincere. Oh, isn't it? And I'm thinking about doing a podcast on my dating life. I'd call it Quit Ear, like Quit Eye, but it's audio. I have this pitch for the first episode where my family friend Elton and I talk about... what? And that's how the rest of the conversation goes. Minutes of wild and precious life tick away. Evan rambles on about himself until the chime of Max's timer frees you from the podcast pitch hell. And everyone rotates tables, and your next date approaches. You brace yourself for another Evan fiasco. Oh, if his Royal European ex is here, I am out. Sorry to abandon you, Joe, but I did not sign up for... Long time no see. It's like all the colors in the room get brighter as Brad slides into the seat across from you. You must smile at each other, and then you can't stop smiling. It feels like it's been centuries. Bad first date for you two. Mine wouldn't stop talking about his frat. Mine wouldn't stop talking about his Royal European ex. Apparently those come with mandatory NDAs. Wait, did you not sign yours yet? Huh? It's called a joke. I had my royal lawyer send it over yesterday. Uh-huh, you're hilarious. Your sarcasm undercut by the huge grin you simply can't hide. Heart pounding, you duck your head and take a few breaths, which leaves you less likely to hyperventilate, but more likely to say something awkward. Here, give me your card. I want to see if you beefed up that sales pitch. Hey, I got you to come tonight, didn't I? Not yet. I wasn't exactly the toughest of crowds. Your breath catches, and he takes advantage of your temporary distraction to gently rustle the card from your grasp. So you're a Zodiac guy, huh? Not really, my friends put me up to it. More like my friends are big into astrology, they insisted. Thank you, God! Then your friend's information. I'm a Taurus, Sun, Gemini, Moon, always seem to hit it off with air signs. That's me, right? They didn't change which signs or which when I wasn't looking. It looks like we've got the Gemini Moon in common. My friend Mateo would perform an exorcism on us both right now if he could. Is something wrong with Gemini moons? You'd have to ask him. Nothing wrong in my book, though. His lips curl into a soft smile. Good to know. Brad glances at your card again. Oh man, you're also a tiramisu fan? I've been craving some for ages. Yeah, it's really good, actually. There's this great place down on the 24th that sells it and makes the lady fingers in-house. And we'll have to go sometime. You can show me the highlights. Oh, yeah, sure. Happy to be your dessert tour guide. He says it offhandedly, still squinting at your card, but your heart thuds anyway. Brad moves on to your hates section. Hates capitalism? Please don't be a secret finance bro. Please don't be a secret finance bro. I'm with you on this, Edelman. I just hope your European monarch enthusiast didn't see that one. It actually makes sense, because you know the guy before. You inwardly sigh with relief. I hope he did. Okay, your turn to share, because this card is pretty basic. You wave his nearly empty card at him, and he rubs the back of his neck, grinning ruefully. I read the words share a fun fact, started trying to optimize my answer, and, well, left it blank, apparently. So tell me, one thing you love. Well, shocker, I'm a pretty big dog person. No way. Clasp a hand to your chest, feigning surprise, and are rewarded with a warm laugh. If I had the space, I'd have a whole army of shelter dogs, but for now it's just me and Elvis. And since you're here, I'm guessing you're ready to mingle. If that's your way of asking if I'm single, I am. You manage to nod at that, but you desperately have to rein in your face muscles before you break out into a relieved grin. My last relationship ended a while ago. He's a good guy, but I just had no idea who I was back then, and once I figured out more, we really didn't fit. I get that. My last relationship was a mutual breakup, which is lucky, since I still see him around. That's the tax you pay to be in a major city, I guess. It could be worse. I had an ex who decided to buy the bar we used to go to. and then he banned me from it. Ouch. Some people will do anything to win the breakup. Okay, what speed dating basics haven't we covered? Favorite food, where you grew up? Isn't that way too personal if I ask how long you've been out? No, that's a classic. I came out as bi in college. It was tough at first, I won't lie. Half my friends kept asking if I really was just, turns out to be bi erasure is no joke. It's actually true. You have to be one way or another. You can't be in the middle anymore. It's weird. Especially as a person who knows several of them. They feel that pressure every single day. It's weird. Believe me, I've been there. My parents have always been supportive, though, meaning equally embarrassing no matter who I bring home. That's surprisingly wholesome. How about you? I mean, are your parents... They could have handled me coming out better. Damn. Sorry. Wish it never had to go that way. Thanks, me too. On the bright side, what doesn't kill you gives you lots of therapy fodder. Okay, next question. I remember the business degree, and that you're figuring out what comes next with that, but what else are you in? And before you can answer, Max's phone alarm chimes time to rotate. Dang, I'll have to pick this up later. Yeah, I'll see you around. Your next rotation sends you to the patio where you sit with a girl who, you have to admit, sounds like a Disney princess. Hi, has anyone ever told you that you have a warm aura? Swear to God if Bambi comes up to you, or a bird, and starts eating out of your hand. That's what I imagine when I see Disney princess. The two of you chat amicably, but there's no spark, and it doesn't help that your adrenaline is pumping from 5 minutes with Brad. Oh, and what about you? Huh? What do you do? Pull it together, Dex. You look across the room to see Joe in a similar zoned-out state, gazing wistfully at Tess from a few tables away. Next time, everyone rotates. Blue sighs heavily before sitting across from you. Wow. I do too. Dex, you know I love you, but you're not my type, and I'm not down for serious dating. Oh, is that why I saw you chatting with two people at the same table over there? I thought this was one date per round situation. Rules are for the unimaginative. Now tell me, how are things going with Brad? Surprisingly good. But I blew through a lot of his pre-planned questions the first time around. Any ideas on what I should ask him? I would say for his number, but I know you won't follow through. So how about asking what he's passionate about? Like, hobbies? Yeah, exactly. Everyone cares about something. Even if it's the European monarchy, right? Sure enough, your next rotation brings you back inside. And around to Brad. Hey, stranger. We meet again. And I have a question for you this time. What do you like to do for fun? He drums his fingers on the table, thinking. I work out, rock climb, play video games when I need a lower intensity way to de-stress. Nothing chases away Sunday's scaries like shooting a few zombies. Russell, is this you? I'll take your word on that one. I can't believe I'm down this bad for a gamer. It almost makes pixel on zombie violence sound fun. Because it is! Piss off with your damn judgment. Okay, my turn. Have you, your other dates been going? He says it casually, maybe a little too casually, but that could just be wishful thinking. He's also looking at you for an answer as your stomach does a nervous flip. And they've been less fun than talking to you. His carefully neutral expression melts into a boyishly odd smile. It's a good look on him. Yeah, mine went about the same way. He taps a fist against the table, 2 short knocks. Honestly, need a break from dating roulette. Would you want to get some air with me? Me? Sure, I love air. You follow him out of the cafe's front door. Cool breeze whirls down the street as Brad stretches his arms over his head. This is a good call. Whenever I'm here at night, I start forgetting that I don't actually live at the cafe. Those would be some sweet digs. No bed, but unlimited artificial sweetener. I'd take the free coffee. At least I'd have a balanced diet. Oh, yeah, 10 out of 10 doctors would recommend. Is this flirting? Are we bantering or flirting? Tonight's been fun, but is it me, or is it surprisingly hard to summarize your life in 5 minutes without being super boring? No, I'm with you on that one. I think I'm tapping out as well. Brad's quiet for a second. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see he's chewing on his lip, clearly deep in thought. Would you want to go someplace quieter and decompress? I know a fun bar down the street, good drinks, decent company. Your heart leaps in the invitation. Even if it's just a friend date and not a date, it's still a chance to get to know him better. Awesome. Just a few blocks down. The two of you walk a few blocks north, winding up at a surprisingly sporting bar with tonight's football game on the TV. Wow, sports bar wouldn't normally be my thing, but how do I not know this was here? And more importantly, does him bringing me here make this a date, or just a sports guy, or... For better or worse, neither Joe nor any of your friends can telepathically reply to these burning questions. But Brad gestures for you to follow him further inside, where you see a few air hockey tables. Not to brag, but back in my day, I was something of an air hockey legend. By which you mean... My parents would let me win when they took me to the arcade every time. But when the two of you reach the bar, Brad rests his palm over the menu of the counter. Okay, tell me if I'm out of line, but I think you should let me order your drink. You want to? All the other times we've been seeing each other, you've been making me drinks. I want to see if I can guess what you'd like. Okay, best of luck. Brad waves the bartender over, smiling widely. Dark and stormy for me, and a gin and tonic for Dex here, please. The bartender nods and turns away, and you raise an eyebrow at Brad. A gin and tonic, really? I can defend my logic. He holds up a hand, taking off each point on his fingers as he goes. A GT is natural, down to earth, like it knows what it is, but there's also a lot of depth there. All in all, that sounds like you. The bartender slides both your drinks across the counter. Gin and tonic, take a sip. So, how'd I do? How'd you know this was my favorite? He winks, which only does more criminal things to your heart rate. Maybe guessing people's drinks is my superpower. Okay, prove it. What's that guy going to order? You point to a tall guy leaning on the bar counter and dangerously close to tipping right over. Hey, bartender. Hey. Easy, nothing, because the bartender is going to cut him off. Sure enough, you can see the bartender shaking his head. The man stumbles away, looking forlorn. Poor guy. You cheated. Show me the rule book. You're both quiet for a minute as you take sips of your drink and soak in the atmosphere. So, if only speed dating had been a little bit more this, the vibes were definitely not as chill, but there were some fun parts too. He flashes that grin at you and you feel like your cheeks warm. Yeah, there were. So, what are you looking for in a date, ultimately? Wow, going right for the big questions, huh? He holds up a hand in a placating gesture. You don't owe me an answer if you don't want to give one. But seeing as we both put up with the chaos for 2 hours, can you blame me for being curious? Speed dating for 2 hours, oh god. You can't, but you also can't help wondering what he's looking for and whether your answer is remotely in the same ballpark as his. You give your drink another sip to fortify yourself as you choose your words. I want someone who I can really talk to, who's not afraid of commitment, who makes me feel a spark. Okay, so these are all really stupid. You know, you would think that you would want this from someone, all three of these. So for me, I want commitment. I really want someone I can talk to, but also commitment. I can't do situationships anymore. They're too embarrassing to explain to other people. Like, hi, loved ones, meet the guy I see only at night, except for when he asked me to pick him up from a colonoscopy. What? That feels rooted in truth. Unfortunately. He laughs, lifting his dark and stormy in a sympathetic toast. Honestly, I'm sort of a serial monogamist. For the first few years after coming out, I was never single for long. But these days, it's tough to find anyone who wants something serious. I'm learning a lot about myself in the process, but it's hard not to feel discouraged. Sorry, that's basically the definition of oversharing. Brad immediately shakes his head. No. I'm glad you told me. And for what it's worth, I can relate. I've done the whole serial monogamous thing too, maybe too much. Your pulse thuds, and it takes an effort to clear your throat and reply out loud. Yeah, how so? Sigh, leaning against the bar. A lot of relationships have had the same pattern, I guess. Me trying too hard to be a people pleaser, and paying for it later. Turns out when you hide your needs from other people, you end up forgetting you have them. Or they take advantage of that and just don't give a shit about your needs at all. Pretty much, yeah, no, I'm Brad. Ugh. There's a furrow between his brows, like he's concentrating on remaining unemotional. You work up the guts to ask more, but before you can, he downs the rest of his drink and wipes his mouth before tossing you a smile. Okay, the time has come. Time for what? Your defeat, obviously. He leads over to the air hockey table, grinning expectantly. Brad's excitement is infectious, and you find yourself smiling back at him. Listen, he just wants you to bend over for him. I'm just... I can only make these jokes because, it's two guys. Couldn't make jokes in the other one. Because then people get all offended. Okay, we can go one round. He gets the game up and running and dribbles a little with the puck at the end. Is he showing off for your sake? Then, lightning fast, he shoots. You move as fast as you can, but you're not able to stop the puck from whooshing into your goal. Damn, you've got moves. Good to see I haven't lost my touch. Okay, Wayne Gretzky. Take it down a notch, but also you have to show me how you made that shot. Still smiling, he walks to your side of the table, hovers over you close enough that you can smell his cologne. You want to make sure you've got a good grip like this. What's his cologne smell like? Could you at least describe it? It could be old man. Stay focused. You guys, literally. You guys, one hand over yours, adjusting your grip on the mallet. Your skin feels electric beneath his touch. Then put the force from your whole arm behind it and aim with your wrist. Pretty simple, right? Yeah, simple. Now we can make things interesting. What should the loser's penalty be? Loser has to sing Whitney Houston in front of this bar. Listen, what's the song? Because I really don't want to lose. What song? Loser's choice. He doesn't hesitate for even a moment. You're so on. Watch it be I Will Always Love You. Brad returns to his side of the table, and the game resumes. He's good, but you're a fast learner, and a few back and forths quickly turn into a tie. Let's see if I can wrap this up. He does a fake out to the left, and expertly hits the puck with his mallet, sending it whizzing towards your goal. Slide, block, miss, block. With reflexes you didn't even know you had, you shift the mallet in the puck's path just in time, blocking it, sending it careening back into its own goal. Score. That's what you say in hockey, right? Score. Brad throws his head back and groans, though he doesn't actually look upset. Close enough, now prepared to be serenaded. He holds the mallet up to his mouth with like a microphone, tilts his head back and begins belting out the Whitney classic. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. He sings just a few lines, enough to attract glares from the other patrons and send you into a fit of laughter. His voice is shockingly good, and you're entranced by how his chest rises and falls as he belts out the lyrics. He even makes losing look hot. Okay, is that enough for you, or do I need to keep embarrassing myself? You have to sound way worse for that to count as embarrassing, but consider your forfeit complete. I'm really glad you came out here with me. This has been a lot of fun. Yeah, I never knew a sports bar and could mix so well. Did you want to go another round? But you're tempted, but your mind wanders back to the cafe, just doing the mental math. The ticket prices times head count from tonight isn't anywhere near 50 grand. To be honest, I think I might be done with crowds for the night. He settles around the table to get a few steps closer to you, his brow furrowing. No stress, but I did feel like you seemed distracted. Crap, he can tell. He can totally tell I have a crush on him that's the size of a small planet. Look, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I heard your friend Blue talking to one of their dates. They said that the cafe needs money, and in quote, an apocalyptic kind of way, relief washes over you like a tidal wave. I swear Blue has a bigger mouth than an alligator. But that means you know the basics. Our landlord raised the rent, Max can't pay, we're trying to fundraise before the cafe has to close for good, apocalyptically. Speed dating got a big turnout, but these ticket sales alone won't be anywhere close to enough, so I'm worried. We all are. I'm sorry. I can't imagine that place closing. The neighborhood would be so much emptier without it. Yeah, so would I. All my friends are there. I know a job can be a job, but this one has meant everything to me. There's still some time. Yaz is talking about a coffee class. Blue is trying to get us all into Family Feud for some reason. Honestly, I'm not sure it'll be enough, but I can't tell my friends that, because they'll start thinking it too. Then you can keep telling me, preferably while we work on the next Bean and Tea fundraiser together. Gives you that confident, yet somehow incredibly soft smile, and it's the sweetest thing you've ever seen. But you don't even work there. You don't have to. Come on, Dex. The place matters to you, right? Well, yes, more than almost anything. Okay, so I want to. You frantically weigh how to respond to that. Thank you feels too small. That's what I forgot to mention in the last video. Then, do you want to come by tomorrow morning? We'll be working on our next game plan. I'll be there bright and early, that's a promise. Alright, and without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the description for ways to support and whatnot. There's also the Join and Thanks feature that's on the channel. Aside from that, let me say the following. It's been a very long, tiring, and bad news day. What else is new with me? So with that being said, first and foremost, I kind of dig this book a little bit more than the other one, in terms of his story versus her story. There's not much difference, but I don't know, at least I can relate a little bit more. You know, I'm not a chick, I guess. No shit. Anyway, but aside from that, I just, if you listen to my statement at the end of her story, great. If not, I'll just summarize it, because I'm not going to rant. You know, every place has a dress code. You can't dress, you know, certain ways. I'm sorry to tell you this. Straight people or not, you have to dress to the dress code. This has nothing to do with your orientation, your preferences, or whatever hubbubaloo you want to call it. It's literally and figuratively just dress code. It's something that's been around since long before most of us have been alive. The dress codes used to actually be a lot more stricter. Remember when women had to wear like those padded shoulder blades and dress suits and dress pants and, you know, dress skirts and all that other shit in a lot of other places? So yeah, no, women don't have to do that as much anymore. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, you can't wear leggings and a tube top or a tank top or something to something that's in a professional setting. I'm sorry to break it to you. I think it's stupid that that is even something that this book is trying to, let alone the other book too, is trying to peddle as, oh no, woe is me, the world is so against me because of a dress code. That literally and figuratively has nothing to do with who you are and who you're with. It's stupid. dress codes for every single person across the board. Like I don't know. I don't see the need for representation while you're working a job. You're there to work a goddamn job. You're there to earn money for the company and earn money for yourself. Like, I don't. Let me know in the comments again if you agree or disagree. I just my personal feeling. As for the one thing I forgot to mention in the other video is I agree with that. Thank you never seems enough, especially when you're a person who is like me, who has gone your entire life helping other people and being their support beams and doing everything for everyone else, and you never really ask for help. It's something that I've gone my entire life and never really asked people for help, right? It's something that, thank you just does not, it doesn't do it justice. And it's really the only thing you can ever say to someone, right? Is thank you. But, it just feels so shallow. Really does. Really feels so shallow. But, it's really the only thing you can come up with, right? Like, there's nothing else. There's no way to increase the heightening feeling of thank you or giving a thanks or whatnot for someone doing something or saying something or whatever. That's just how I feel, right? And I know a lot of you agree with me. So yeah. Aside from that, hopefully you're all having a far better day than me. I'm exhausted, so if you're looking for rivals with benefits, that's going to be a little bit. I need I'm going to go take a little rest from this and get away from, reading. I've at least put out the 2 chapters for right now, and I'll get on that one later this evening. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.